In the misty hills of 19th century Kentucky, a secret was hidden, a human anomaly so strange it became the stuff of local legend. Deep within the isolated valleys of Troublesome Creek lived a family unlike any other on earth. They were known as the Blue People of Kentucky. This is their incredible true story. For over a century and a half, the rugged, fog-shrouded terrain of Appalachia served as both a sanctuary and a prison. Here, life was hard, communities were small, and the outside world was a distant rumor. The winding dirt paths and dense forests kept families close, creating a world unto itself. It was into this isolated landscape that a French orphan named Martin Fugate arrived round the year 1820. He settled along the banks of Troublesome Creek, a pale-skinned man looking to build a new life. He soon married a local woman, Elizabeth Smith, described as having fiery red hair. They were unaware that they both carried a rare, hidden genetic key, one that would unlock a startling legacy for generations to come. Martin and Elizabeth started a family, and to their astonishment, 4 of their 7 children were born not with fair skin, but with a distinct, vivid blue tint. Imagine the scene inside their humble log cabin. Under the warm glow of lantern light, a mother cradling a baby whose skin was the color of a twilight sky. In any other place, this would have caused a medical panic. But in the extreme isolation of Troublesome Creek, it simply became a family trait. There were no roads, no railroads connecting them to the outside world until the early 20th century. For nearly 100 years, the community remained a closed loop. This geographic isolation led to inevitable intermarriage. The Fugates married their cousins and neighbors' families with names like Combs, Smith, Stacy, and Ritchie, with each generation. The recessive gene Martin and Elizabeth carried was passed down. Concentrating within the family line, more blue children were born, the family tree. A complex web of interwoven branches ensured that the blue trait, far from disappearing, became a defining feature of the clan. What was the science behind this extraordinary phenomenon? The answer lies in the blood. Our blood is red because of a protein called hemoglobin, which carries oxygen throughout the body normally. A tiny fraction of this hemoglobin converts into a form called methemoglobin, which cannot carry oxygen. A special enzyme in our bodies quickly converts it back. The Fugates, however, had a deficiency. Due to a recessive gene, now known as the CYB5 or 3 gene, their bodies lacked the necessary enzyme to perform this conversion. As a result, methemoglobin built up in their blood. When levels reached 10 to 20%, the blood turned a chocolate brown color, and through the skin, it appeared a startling shade of blue. This condition is called methemoglobinemia. Despite their alarming appearance, the blue Fugates were remarkably healthy. They lived full, productive lives, often into their 80s and 90s. We see them in photographs. Their unique skin color a stark contrast to the black and white world around them, blue farmers. Plowed their fields under the Appalachian sun, blue miners emerged from the dark shafts of coal. Mines. On Sundays, blue families sat in church pews, enduring the whispers and stares of their neighbors. Life wasn't always easy. Descendants recalled feeling ashamed, hiding from outsiders, and being called names like the Blue Smurfs, Stacy. Known as one of the bluest of the Fugates, was said to be almost purple. She had 13 children, many of whom also inherited the trait. The family accepted their condition as God's will, the simple fact of their existence in the remote hollows of Kentucky. For decades, their story was just a whispered piece of folklore. But in the 1960s, science finally came to Troublesome Creek, a young hematologist from the University of Kentucky. Dr. Madison Cowine heard the rumors and was determined to investigate. He journeyed deep into the hills, searching for the legendary blue people. He finally found them. Patrick and Rachel Ritchie, two descendants of Martin Fugate, were reclusive and deeply blue. They welcomed the doctor into their modest home, skeptical but curious. Doctor Carwine explained his theory and asked for a blood sample. As he drew their blood, he saw it was not red, but a dark, chocolatey brown, confirming his suspicions. And then came the moment of revelation. Doctor Carwine had a simple, elegant solution. He knew that a chemical dye called methylene blue could act as a substitute for the missing enzyme, converting the methemoglobin back to normal hemoglobin. He prepared a dose and injected it. The effect was almost instantaneous. Within minutes, before their very eyes, a lifetime of blue began to flush away. The deep indigo of their skin softened, warmed, and transformed into a healthy pink. Tears of joy and disbelief streamed down their faces. A condition that had marked their family for over 150 years was being erased by a simple injection. Dr. Carwine left them with a supply of methylene blue pills, a daily tablet that would keep their skin pink for good. The cure for the blue Fugates wasn't a complex procedure, but a basic chemical reaction. It was a triumph of modern medicine reaching into one of the most isolated corners of America. The last known case of a blue baby being born into the family was in 1975. Benjamin Stacy emerged with the characteristic blue tint, sending a brief panic through the hospital staff. But his grandmother remembered the family history. She explained that he was a descendant of the Fugates of Troublesome Creek. As Ben grew, his body naturally produced enough of the enzyme, and the blue color faded on its own. Today, if you visit Troublesome Creek, you won't see any blue people. As coal mining brought roads and railroads into the area, the isolation that created the Fugate legacy also came to an end. Families moved away, new people moved in, and the gene pool diversified. The recessive trait, once so prominent, was diluted, effectively vanishing back into the vast human genome. The story of the blue Fugates of Kentucky is a powerful reminder of how genetics, geography, and history can intertwine in the most unexpected ways. It's a true genetic mystery, a piece of American folklore that was ultimately solved by science. Its legacy now faded from skin, but not from memory. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this journey into the past, please like, share, and subscribe for more incredible stories.